Hello everybody, this is Tim. Here again with another movie review, this time Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino, his newest movie. I'll just go ahead and say it. The movie itself, it is a great film. I'd give it 4 out of 4, but it's not a masterpiece like Tarantino's top films. Like, if I had to rank this film amongst his other films, this is more of the quality of something like Jackie Brown, maybe slightly better than Jackie Brown. But it's more along the quality of that. This isn't, in my opinion, on the level of something like Kill Bill Volume 1 or Pulp Fiction or something like that, in my opinion. But it is a great film. All the performances in the film are good to great. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate, though, is like the next door neighbor of Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Her character, she's fine as Sharon Tate. Her acting is good, but Margot Robbie's not really going to be remembered for this film because she really does nothing in this movie. She's just kind of there. And that was one thing that confused me about this movie. When I watched it, I tried to get a lock on of like, where's this movie going? Is this going to be a movie that's kind of lighthearted and got that fun kind of Tarantino touch for a long time with a lot of his quirky type dialogue, but then leads ultimately to like the Sharon Tate murders eventually by the Manson clan or whatever. He kind of hints at it for a while, but by the end of the movie, he really doesn't do it. Like, there's this hippie commune or whatever that Brad Pitt goes to because he used to know a guy that's he knows the guy that lives there. He used to know him or whatever like 8 years ago. He used to like let him direct movies there or whatever. He like ran the set. And Brad Pitt goes to meet him and he gets in a fight with this hippie that like knocks the dude out. And later on at the end of the movie, they like come there for revenge against him. And he says the famous line, that the dude said to like Sharon Tate when they killed her, like, I'm the devil, I'm here to do the devil's work. And Brad Pitt's high at the time, and you get like this really hilarious Tarantino type dialogue where he's like, after it's all over or whatever, and the ambulance people or whatever there, the paramedics are there taking Brad Pitt out. He's like, he said something about him being the devil and he's here to do some devil shit. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was really funny. And the way Brad Pitt takes him out, because he's got this like trained dog and he gets this like run and jump and bite the dude, and that causes him to put the gun down. And then Brad Pitt like slings this dog food right in this other hippie chick's face, and he like beats the hell out of these hippie girls and the guy. And then the last girl gets like set on fire by Leonardo DiCaprio. And this movie has like a very FU stance to hippies, and I really think that that's in there because Tarantino is a big fan of Roman Polanski, like movie-wise. And if you know anything about Roman Polanski in real life, the guy's not a very good guy. But in this film, though, they never like really talk bad or look bad at Roman Polanski. Like in this movie, Tarantino treats him well because he's a fan of him in real life. And like, it really feels like a big stance that Tarantino has against hippies with this movie because, Charles Manson and all them were the hippie commune or whatever, the crazy people, the ones that actually killed Sharon Tate and her unborn child, which is awful, absolutely awful. And I thought that's where this movie was going, but it really doesn't. So the Sharon Tate's, I guess it's like a misdirect. You're like, oh, Sharon Tate's here, so it must be going there, but it really doesn't at all. So by the end of the movie, I just felt like, well, it was kind of a fun Tarantino type ending with, once Leonardo DiCaprio sets the last girl on fire with a flamethrower, you're like, that's pure Tarantino right there. It's in Tarantino Fantasyland there. But after that, Leonardo DiCaprio finally gets to meet Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate at the end. So you get the idea that, he's finally advanced his career as an actor and he's going to move on up in the world. All in all, a great movie. But I expected maybe a little bit more, and I guess it was like a misdirect because you need to do more with the Charles Manson type thing, but it really doesn't at all. So, yeah, I guess that was part of the misdirect, but all in all, it makes it seem a little more shallow as a story, or at least not as impactful. It's a fun movie, it's a great movie, and you'll have a great time with it, but ultimately, it's more in Tarantino's slightly forgettable range out of a director who mostly makes masterpieces. So, thank you guys, and I'll see you again. Oh, and before I go, Leonardo DiCaprio was the best performance in the movie. Brad Pitt stole the show at the end with the fight with the hippies, but as a whole, Leonardo DiCaprio, best performance in the movie. I think DiCaprio deserves an Oscar nomination for this movie. So, thank you guys, and I'll see you again.